What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the REF Sense YouTube channel. I'm Jesse, and as always, I am super excited and honored to have each and every one of you here with me. It's a pleasure and a joy. So in this video, we are going to be talking about budget-friendly fragrances. You know, fragrances that you don't have to worry about spending $100 on. It's not going to break the bank for you. You'll be able to afford these, okay? But I wanted to go about it a little bit differently and be honest with you about something. These types of reviews are a dime a dozen. So many people cover affordable fragrances. You're going to hear about things like the Armagh fragrances. You're going to hear about Nautica Voyage, Davidoff Cool Water, you know, maybe even some Lattafa or alt fragrances. You know, there are just tons that you will hear about. But I've got 7 fragrances here with me that I think are slept on when it comes to budget-friendly recommendations. So I hope you're paying attention because you need to know about these scents. Let's go. Now, before we get too far into it, let me say that 6 out of the 7 fragrances that I'm going to be introducing to you in this video are summertime fragrances. They are fresh and bright. And the reason for this is that when it comes to inexpensive fragrances, these bright, summery fragrances take up the vast majority of the market. They are easy to like, their scent profiles are not complex, and they get a lot of attention, I won't lie. But it doesn't mean that they are bad. I wouldn't be recommending these things to you if they were bad. I promise you that. A perfect example is this first fragrance from the house of Tommy Bahama. It is Set Sail St. Kitts. Now, this is a fragrance in a line that's got Set Sail St. Bart's, St. Martinique, and St. Kitts. They also have like Very Cool and a couple of other ones, but this one is actually my favorite from the Set Sail line, and it is amazing. Now, this is an eau de cologne, which means it's only going to last on your skin about 4 hours. But while it is on there, it is going to be very strong and loud, okay? Some of the top notes in this are citrusy like lime and mandarin. And then as you get into the mid notes with some cedar and some watery notes, some salty notes, it will finally die off into its foundation, which is driftwood, ambergris, and musk. This is great for the summertime. You find this at Ross, TJ Maxx. You can find this very easily. Any of these places, 20 bucks, all I paid for this. If you see this like in an actual Tommy Bahama shop or storefront, you're gonna see this for a ridiculous amount, like $80 or $85. Do not, please, do not purchase this for any more than $20 or $30, okay? But it is worth the price. And don't be scared about its performance. You can spritz it on after it dies off, but I own 4 or 5 of the Tommy Bahamas. There's a reason for it, okay? Set Sail St. Kitts, pick it up. Next up on the list, we have a really good scent from the house of Hugo Boss. As of this video on jomashop.com, I saw it for $37 for a 100 milliliter bottle. This is Hugo Boss Bottled Night. And I really enjoyed this one. This is a blind buy for me, but I think this one performs very well, especially for this price. 6 to 8 hours, okay? It's got great performance. And the scent profile on this may take some getting used to for a couple of you, but I didn't find it very hard to enjoy at all. The top notes are birch and lavender, and then it gets into some violet once you get into the mid notes, but the base notes is where it really shines with some woody notes and musk. Those are the only 5 notes that you're gonna find in this fragrance. It's kind of linear, it doesn't change that much, but it does slightly. And this is great. As the description says, it's good for evenings because it's got a little bit of that deep, rich feel. But this is definitely a freshie, okay? I would not say that this one does very well in the fall or winter months, unless you live here in Florida or some other tropical place where it struggles to get to get below 70 degrees, 75 degrees for the high in the wintertime. So it is definitely warm here even in the wintertime. But Hugo Boss Bottled Night, it is an inexpensive one to pick up. It's great to give your collection a little bit of flair and a little bit of diversity. Like I said, this is a great one for the evenings out, okay? Boss Bottled Night. All right, for this next fragrance, guys, I gotta tell you, I am really excited to talk to you about this. When I first saw this on one of the discount websites, I was a little bit skeptical. I thought it was a bit of a gimmick, but I absolutely love the character that this fragrance is named after, and I decided to buy it. $23, what was the worst that could happen, right? But when it came in and I smelled it, I was pleasantly surprised. This was a special release from the House of Davidoff. It is Davidoff Cool Water Aquaman. That's right, Cool Water Aquaman. You can tell I'm a big DC fan. And it smells incredible, okay? I like this one better than the original Davidoff Cool Water Eau de Toilette. Now, this is a very linear fragrance, once again, very summertime, okay? It's got top notes of green mandarin, and then it dies off into some black pepper, and then some Gaiac wood at the very bottom. But it is definitely got that aquatic type of Davidoff Cool Water DNA, but it loses that earthiness, okay? 6 hours of longevity on here. Like I said, it's inexpensive, so you're getting a good bang for your buck right here. Plus, it's Aquaman, man. Aquaman, man, whatever. This is Aquaman. You gotta love it, okay? But it has a very fresh scent, like definitely for the warmer weather, but especially teenage guys would really enjoy this one. It's inoffensive. It kind of reminds me like an upgraded Nautica Voyage, okay? Davidoff Cool Water Aquaman, give this one a try. You can't go wrong. All right, guys, here we are at fragrance number 4, and I'm finally talking about the cold weather fragrance. And it couldn't come at a better time, because for those of us who are in the northern hemisphere, we are in the middle of fall and we are going right into winter. So we need something good to warm us up, and this fragrance is going to do just that. It is from the house of Perry Ellis. This is Perry Ellis 360 Black. And I've got to be honest, I am super surprised that I have not seen any influencers talk about this fragrance. Maybe they have, and I haven't seen it. So if you are an influencer and you're watching this and you've covered it before, my apologies. But I'm just going to assume that I'm blazing a trail. Makes me feel better. Kind of boosts the morale, you know. But this is a really awesome fragrance. The 360 line from Perry Ellis, his most famous one is 360 Red, which smells just like Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gio, but this one is perfect for the wintertime. It's got notes of tobacco, amber, tamarind, nutmeg, and suede. It carries a good, distinctive, edgy bad boy vibe to it, but this is an inexpensive fragrance that I got at Ross. I spent $17 on it, and this is a 50 milliliter bottle, but it is absolutely stellar. I would dare say that this is my favorite fragrance from the house of Perry Ellis. So Perry Ellis 360 Black. Be sure you pick this bottle up. I think this one, if enough people bought this and talked about it, I think this one could trend. You know, kind of like Missoni Wave or Rasasi Hawas. They used to be kind of more affordable, but people just really picked it up and took off with it, and now they're not as affordable anymore. This could be on that same level. That's how good this is, okay? Perry Ellis 360 Black. Be sure you check it out. Well, that was short-lived. It's time to go back to the spring and summertime fragrances, and this next scent is from one of the most famous and well-known clone houses in the world, Armaf. It is from the Club de Nuit line. It is Club de Nuit Milestone. This is a clone of Creed's Millésime Impérial, but for a fraction of the price, and it does a pretty good job. It's not spot on, but it does, I would say, about 85% of what Creed is. So this, it's definitely a summertime fragrance that is aquatic, woody, and slightly musky as well. Some top notes of bergamot, sea notes, and then it starts drying off into some violet, ambroxan, musk, and vetiver. I would say, like, to my nose, just first impressions, when you smell this, it almost smells a little bit like salty watermelon. It's really nice. It's really refreshing as well. Now, this also kind of suffers from the same problems that Creed's Millésime Impérial does, which is poor performance. It only lasts about 4 to 5 hours, but the difference is the price, because this one's about, somewhere around $30, $35, where you're paying $350 for Creed's 4-hour performance. One of them is worth it, and one of them is not worth it. That other guy. So I would definitely pull this off. I would say this is going to be a fun night out fragrance in the summertime, but you can definitely pull it off in the day. But this is not your typical fresh fragrance. So that's why I say when it's a night out, it's going to turn more heads, because nobody's going to be expecting to smell this, okay? I definitely think this is worth the buy, okay? Creed's, not Creed, what the hell? This is Club de Nuit Milestone. Next up, fragrance number 6. This is from the Halloween Man line of fragrances. Now, a lot of people are going to remind me, hey, remember Halloween Man X? This is one of the best affordable fragrances. While I definitely agree with you, remember, this is about ones that are a little bit more slept on. So this one needs to go. What we are going to focus on is one called Halloween Man Rock On, the red bottle. It is just as inexpensive, but this is going to be for the summertime. This is a great fruity, citrusy, and green fragrance that is definitely going to be good for summer days. You've got top notes like bamboo, pink pepper, and lemon, and then you've got some mid and base notes of red apple, lavender, sandalwood, amber, and musk. Bright and fresh. And at $30 with 6 hours of performance, you are getting a really good value fragrance right here. So many people talk about the Halloween Man X that they forget that there are some other great fragrances in the Halloween Man line. Okay, this is Halloween Man Rock On, and I discovered this fragrance because, sometimes you're on these websites and you're looking around and you're just kind of like, I've got a little extra to spend, and you want to throw something in your cart just hoping that it'll stick. And at the end of the day, you're like, well, it's only a few dollars, so even if it's not a hit, what's the worst that could happen? This one was a hit, okay? I threw it into an order blindly because I knew the Halloween Man line. I remember liking the Halloween Man X a lot, so I'm like, let's just see what else they have to offer. This was a score, okay? Halloween Man Rock On. Perfect for spring and summertime, and it is great for the price. So this last fragrance is probably going to be one of the more well-known fragrances on this list. However, I still don't see enough people talking about it for me to consider it mainstream. I think it is still more slept on than it should be. It's from the house of Lacoste. It is Lacoste Blanc or Lacoste White, depends on how you look at it. And it is a banger. Let me go ahead and say right off, teenagers, young adults, you are going to be drawn to this one like crazy. And I absolutely love the top and mid notes in here. First, the top note is grapefruit. It is just a blast of freshness as soon as you spray it on your skin. But then the mid notes, you're going to get some ylang ylang and also tuberose. Now, tuberose is a very distinctive white floral scent that reminds me a lot of suntan lotion. Now, don't think that you're going to get suntan lotion scent from this. Quite the opposite, but there is enough of a sense in there that you can kind of be like, okay, that makes sense. But it's all like a puzzle that just gets put together to make this one complete masterpiece. On the bottom, you've got some suede, some cedar, leather, and vetiver. And so those are kind of the binders for these more dynamic top notes. And it's just, it all just plays so magically with each other. The price is right, $35, $40, something like that. It's one of the more expensive on this list, but you're not going to go wrong with it. You're going to get about 6 hours of longevity. This is more of a daytime fragrance, but I could definitely see this being worn at night. Lacoste Blanc, guys, definitely look into this one. So friends, remember this golden rule about fragrance is that price does not always equal value. You're gonna hear that a billion times whenever you watch one of these budget-friendly fragrance review videos, but it is absolutely true. You don't have to be a millionaire to afford fragrances. All of these fragrances are completely within your budget and they are amazing. And there are so many other ones out there too. So don't be scared to go inexpensive. You can have an amazing collection for not that much money, okay? I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow me on my other social media channels. Please like and subscribe, share, tell the world that REF Scents is a force to be reckoned with on YouTube. I love you guys so much. I hope you have the best day and I hope you have a great holiday season.